Yep, that white stuff in there is a foot infection. That's okay, boy. We'll get you through this. It hurts so bad.
Try getting that in the face.
Well, we're getting goats today. My tailgate ended up falling down while I was driving somehow, and it completely wrecked it, so the guy who was selling me the goats was nice enough to help me with that. The family we had gotten these goats from really loved them and bottle raised them since they were babies, so they were very warm. We absolutely love all of our animals, and especially when we can take more in. For those of you who saw our last video, there is no replacing animals. We're not replacing Snow. This is something we have been looking for quite some time, and unfortunately, things just kind of move on, and we have to as well. And it was a hard decision for us. I know a lot of you guys dislike us for that decision, but realize that we're human too, please. And as much as we love each and every single one of our animals, we're not running a charity here. We're trying to run a farm, and we're trying to live self-sustainably. That means, like a well-oiled machine, every animal, person, and thing has a purpose and a place. When everything works as it should, nothing needs to change. Alright, back to the goats. Yeti wasted no time in making introductions. This here is Pumpkin. That's what she was named by her owners, who we bought them from, and we're not going to get rid of that name. We think it fits her perfectly. Just going to push you on in real quick. Oh, no.
Uh-oh!
This here is Star. Going in. Come on. This one here was named Spotty. Now, Spotty's a name that we changed to Patches. I'm sorry. Buck was apprehensive at first.
You got more ladies?
Ah!
He's excited.
Yeah, he is. Buck is like, oh! Oh! It's okay, ladies. I'll protect you. Buckaroonie. Oh! So after getting a little too excited, we tried to separate them with a little bit of food, something to distract them. Put the hay back. But Buck was too worked up and being too aggressive.
Oh my gosh, it's a full house.
Not even. We got room for 20 more.
Buck, be nice. We might have to put you in the cage.
We did put him in the cage, actually, because he was being far too aggressive.
You're scaring them.
Let you all get used to each other. Everyone was excited and interested, and we spent about an hour in there with them, but we figured it was time to let them get adjusted on their own. Oh, and we had a bonus gift also. Poor things, this part actually made me feel pretty sad, but we know that they have to actually get adjusted to their new home, so. Day 2 was awfully exciting for us. We couldn't wait to see them in the morning. And of course, we had to make sure the fence was energized for our new little gifts. And everyone was excited to get out and do some exploring. It was at this time we began to notice a big issue. And we know it wasn't from Buck because he hadn't actually hopped on them or anything yesterday.
You better watch out, Buck.
They do have to
Get used to it.
I knew that their hooves looked a little bit overgrown, so I felt around in there, and once I smelt my fingers, they smelt like death. It's normal to want to smell your fingers, I think. We were trying to keep the entire herd in the electric fence, but our goats set a bad example. Oh!
Again?
We let that be, we released the chickens, and then we got to work on trimming the goats' hooves, which is where we discovered the real issue behind the limp. Yeah, I see the problem here. Look, between the toes, that's an infection in there.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got an infection in his hooves. Here's a better look. You can see the white bacteria in between the toes. All of the goats ended up having it. It started raining pretty hard outside, so I brought them into the nail salon for some mani-pedis. These hooves don't look like they've ever been trimmed. That's not to say that the owners did not love these goats, because I'm certain that they did. However, hoof care is a very easy thing to overlook. Fortunately, we caught these issues pretty quick rather than later on. Goats and hoofed animals in the wild can easily get their hooves trimmed through the rocks and things that they climb on in the wild, but in captivity it's very often in soft mud and they end up growing out like shoes and then they twist and they end up becoming very bad for the animal's feet and ankles. So in captivity, you kind of need to keep up on them unless you have a very rocky environment for them. Their toes and feet can be put in improper positions. Look at the difference between a flat hoof and the hooves that we had.
She's got an infection in there too.
We're on to Star, and I'm not going to bore you with all of them, but I wanted you to see what they looked like.
A lot of their toes are just completely deformed. They're all kind of curled in.
Probably can be fixed with consistent hoof trimming.
That's what
over
I'm
time.
thinking.
She clearly didn't like this form of life.
It hurts so bad. Ow! These are what healthy hooves are supposed to look like. Nice and meaty and wide. And their toes are narrow because they were all curved and overgrown. So I'm sure as time goes on, they'll correct. They had some hoof rot and stuff too, but all is good. Now little Margie will be fine and they will all improve.
I put hydrogen peroxide in between their hooves in the meantime to kill off that bacteria, and I also ran off to the livestock store to grab some stuff to bathe their feet in. Okay, so I am back from a trip to the store, and after a vet refused to tell me that this stuff right here is actually used to help with foot scald, which is apparently what it's called, they just wanted to give me antibiotics. Quick Google search and a lot of research actually shows that this is what you're supposed to use, as well as hydrogen peroxide, to clean the bacteria in their hooves. So we're gonna test that today. Let's find out. Nope. Not sure how much of this to use.
I think that's a good amount.
I think so too.
Nope, stop.
Nope. Do not drink that.
I won't bore you guys with this, but I spent 15 to 25 minutes with each goat, just holding them with their hooves in the water to make sure that they could get nice and soaked in there and kill off any of that bacteria as well as heal the infection. We use zinc sulfate in case you couldn't see. That was highly recommended. Hydrogen peroxide is also useful for it. After the one zinc sulfate bath, we had already noticed a huge difference. He was still limping, but he was actually putting some weight on it and stepping on it in between. Day 2 of giving them their little foot scald bath, and he's just sitting on here with both of his rear legs just flopping around, so relaxed. The people we got these goats from definitely loved them quite a bit. They gave him a lot of attention. And now we will, huh? And on the second day of the bath, which is the third day we had them, he was walking on his hoof again. I guess I didn't get footage of it though from that day, but I do have footage on it from day 3 of the bath / day 4. All right. They're still not sleeping together, but they're staying in the same room. As you can see, Patches over here is walking just fine. He's trying to taste their pheromones. We'll probably have to put him back in the room for now, because he's being aggressive. We got chickens in the goat house. Lay your eggs somewhere else. You too. For those of you who do not know the goat breed, they are called Nubians, and they are known by their extremely long floppy ears, which make them completely adorable, and that's one of the cool things about them. Plus, they also have great milk production, so there's that. They are the perfect farm goat. Okay, so Buck is gonna stay in there for now. We did put food and water in there, so yeah, it's a little bit dark. It's only for a couple days. It's better he be in there and a little bit of darkness with food and water, then we let him out and break the legs and forcibly impregnate 7-month-old baby goats. So if you have a problem with that, it's kind of too bad, really. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.